Hello everybody, welcome back to some Lego Star Wars. Back in the first part of episode 5, or the first level of episode 5, what's it called? I think Hot or Cold or something. In free play, looking to complete the challenges. I looked up the challenges, they're actually fairly easy. If I hadn't looked to see that I'd completed the one, we actually would have got the other one, because one is for killing 5 of those probe droids without them detecting you. And then the other one is to find and ride all 5 of the zip lines. So I don't know how hard that would be. You wouldn't think very. And now that I'm aware of the mini-map that I somehow didn't know about, we should be fucking golden to get mini-kits and such. Especially on this level where there isn't sections, it's just one big level. Alright. Okay, Rex, you're up. Good boy. I'm not saying that I couldn't have done it with Ashoka, but considering that, like, the big cannon thing, it still took 2 shots. Just gonna go out on a limb and say that, you know, I wouldn't have managed it. Alright, and obviously, you know, we still need our true Jedi as well, but we do have our ×2 multiplier, which should make things significantly easier. Yeah. I watched a new anime called The Apothecary Diaries. I finished it. I think I may have mentioned it once in one of the other parts, but I hadn't finished it yet. But yeah, finished it. Pretty fucking good. Enjoyed it quite a bit. Did not expect to feel sorry for the one character that I ended up feeling sorry for at the end. They really fucking threw that twist out there, really, or did that twist pretty well, making him seem like he's such a prick, to say the least. And then once you actually find out the story, you're like, man. But yeah, it was pretty good. Then I tried another one called Re-Monster. I only watched a few episodes, so I didn't much care for it. For a few different reasons. One of the reasons is it very much seemed like somebody was like, what if we took reincarnated as a slime, but instead of a slime, we made him a goblin? And instead of being a good person, he wasn't. But then they went and took it to like a weird, I don't know. It was one of those things where it's like, oh, he's not a good person. But he's like a weird combination of like, he's kind of a nice person, but then he also does some stuff that I feel like the writers just wanted him to do. I don't know. I just didn't care for the main character because he just seemed to be a very contradictory person. And then another thing that I didn't much care for is it was like as close to being a porn as you could get without actually being classified as one, because the only thing stopping it was the fact that they didn't actually show anything. That is the only thing. It was like, honestly, it was kind of like watching a porn with a better story but no payoff, I guess. Because like I mean, I can't really say much without spoiling it, but yeah, there's just a few things, and whoever wrote it, I kind of feel sad for. Because, I mean, if you're somebody who writes a show where the main character having sex with somebody can brainwash them, it's just sad. And yes, that does happen at one point. And like I said, it was basically as close to a porno as you could get. It was a porno without the payoff, because like I said, you don't see anything. He does apparently value privacy somewhat, but yeah, it's just, yeah. And if anything, it was even worse than Reincarnated as a Slime, because I liked Reincarnated as Slime. I never watched a second season of it, and I don't know why. I just like, every once in a while I look at it and I was like, man, I really liked the first season. I watched the first season multiple times, and then like the second season came out and I just stopped. Like, I haven't rewatched the first season, I haven't watched the second season. And like the same thing with like Rising of the Shield Hero. I watched the first season multiple times, and then the second season came out and I just never watched the show again, and I have no explanation. But like in Reincarnated as a Slime, right? Like, he starts out as a slime, weak pitted little slime. It doesn't take him very long to get stronger, right? Like, it is a very short amount of time before he is like insanely powerful. And the same thing happens with this guy. Like, I think I watched 4, maybe 5 episodes, and he was already basically a god. You know? Like, nothing, like, it was very clear that nothing was going to be stopping him. And, I don't know what the hell is with these fucking jumps sometimes. But anyway, there's the second one to rank of True Jedi. And yeah, it just, I don't know. And then, like, on Reincarnated as a Slime, you know, he builds up like the city and everything for everybody to live in. This guy, no matter how strong he gets and everything, him and his whole group there still living in a cave. Despite everything, they're still like, he's not building any kind of infrastructure, despite coming from a world like he's also not from our world. He's from a different world that also had, you know, not magic. No, it was ESP abilities. Sure. Because his ESP ability in the other world was if he ate somebody that had the skill, he could gain that skill. And that transferred over into this world. So the fact that he was a goblin meant that when he ate monsters and shit, he got different skills. Although one of the skills he got was also like weakness to frost, maybe? I don't know. Got a weakness skill, which is weird. So, but I mean, it still looked like a more or less modern world, because they do show a little bit at the beginning. To be fair, with how strong he seemed to be, they kind of skipped over exactly how it is he died in the other world. And based on his abilities and everything, it seems unlikely. Because, I mean, if he's doing the shit that he's doing in this world with, like, the little, like, minor monster skills that he gained at the beginning, and how effective he was using them, in another world where there's, like, significant, like, presumably a lot more, or some pretty good skills, and he was, you know, around for quite a while, before getting killed, like, it seems unlikely that he wouldn't have got some, like, sense of skill, like some combo of skills that just made him basically invincible in the other world, you know? So, I don't know. It's just, yeah. Unlikable main character, basically making a porno. Yeah, I don't know. It just didn't really care for it. So I stopped watching it, and I turned on, and I switched to, fuck, the hell that's name now. Reincarnated as the 7th Prince, so I can focus on my magic or something to that effect. I think is the full title. It's one of those long ass titles, obviously. But it's pretty good so far. I'm almost done it. I've got 3 more episodes left. That's pretty good. So far, the only thing I don't much care for it is like the main character's like, I don't know, it can't be too old. I'm not. I'm gonna say under 10. I was gonna say 8, but I don't know that. But it seems under 10. Like I would be surprised if he was under 10. And he has a teacher slash bodyguard who's always with him, who is a fully grown woman who seems to be weirdly in love with him. And it's kind of disturbing with how young he is. And the fact that she's basically been helping to raise him. Like, she should basically be seeing him as, like, almost like a son. And even if she wasn't seeing him as a son, she should still be seeing him as a child. So, yeah. All kinds of wrong there. I mean, she's a fun character all in all, but that one personality quirk is a bit much. How exactly am I supposed to kill this thing? There we go. It didn't seem to want to slow down enough for me to catch it. Okay, there's 2. I do like how the Tauntauns seem to be following me so that I don't lose them. They don't seem to be that much faster than just me walking, though. Which is a shame. Because you would think that they would be. I'm also surprised that we didn't get the 5 zip lines, because I guess, oh no, I guess we only did take 1 extra zip line, right? Because I mean, we took 1 for each tower, and then I think at the 1 tower we took 2. There we go. Oh, why the fuck am I all the way back here? Damn. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. My only issue with it so far is there's an episode part way in and somebody's trying to say that I have a package delivery on hold. Haha, sucks to be you. I'm not expecting any packages. I've received all of my packages, so screw you, scammer. Anyway, there's an episode part way in where him and the people he's with are under attack, and he's one of those like so overpowered it's ridiculous main characters, you know. Like, that shouldn't be possible. Did it anyway, you know. One of those kind of characters, which is fine. But my issue was that, like I said, him and his buddies there. Oh, this is the Falcon, I think. We're under attack, and he doesn't step in to do his thing until everyone else has had the shit kicked out of them and been knocked unconscious. And then a little bit later, he's with a different group of people, and like immediately, like before any of them have taken any kind of like, let's say, serious damage, he steps in, and you know, I mean, I guess technically he hasn't killed the thing. He hasn't won the fight yet, but I mean, you know, there is, you know, the fights are cool, but there's no risk in it, you know, like, you know, he's going to be fine because, you know, very early on they establish that he's basically, well, I mean, I guess he isn't indestructible, but so theoretically somebody could kill him, but you know, the odds of somebody managing it are, you know, 0.001%. But yeah, I just thought it was weird because, like, the second group of people that he's with, he had known for a night, less than a night, like not even 8 hours. But like the other people that like he let get the shit kicked out of them before he stepped in was like, well, one was his instructor, and the other one was, and like another one was his brother, and another one, I guess the one person he didn't really hadn't known for very long. But still, my point is, why, you know, like, I get he needs to keep exactly how strong he is a secret, but I mean, why does he need to keep it a secret from the people he actually knows and trusts, and not the people that he just met? You know? Like, it's very weird. But so far, it's a good show. I mean, like I said, I got 3 episodes left, and I don't see them ruining it. Well, I don't see them ruining it. At the very least, not in 3 episodes. I mean, there wasn't another. I wonder though. What is the point to this? Oh, okay, so it slides down so that I see. Because then now when you do this, it won't be able to fully close. I see. So you could still jump in there and go around instead of going all the way up and around like this. It's nice that they gave you different options. I prefer the other option because then there isn't that jump there. Not that it's a difficult jump or anything, but you know. But yeah, and then I've been rewatching some stuff as well. Been rewatching The Ice Guy and His Cool Female Colleague because I really like that show. It's a solid one. And then I've been rewatching, which is one actually that I've only watched once before. It's another long title. I'm giving the disgraced noble lady I rescued a lesson in naughtiness. Which is a show that I almost didn't watch. Like, I added it to my list, but then I was like, I don't know, do I really want to watch something that's titled that? And then I finally gave in and I was like, you know what, I added it to the watch list. I should at the very least check it out. And I checked it out and then discovered that his version of, or the naughtiness that he is teaching the disgraced noble lady is, you know, we're gonna eat cake for supper. That was it. That was it. That was the naughtiness that he was going to teach her. And it gets more and more ridiculous. Because, like, the reason I almost didn't watch is because, like, based on the title, I was like, oh my god, this is just going to be, well, you know, almost a porn. Or that it was going to have, like, a lot of fan service or a lot of innuendos, you know, stuff like that. And then it's not. It's just silly fun. I mean, it's very much like a child's version of being naughty, you know? You know, he's one of those characters who just never had to grow up, which I'm fine with. So yeah, that one's pretty funny. But yeah, I've been finding myself wanting to rewatch shows a lot more recently. Unfortunately, though, because, like, there's basically 2 times when I actually, like, sit down and watch something, right? One of those times, like, if I'm at home, is when I'm playing games like this. Well, except not recording. I'll usually have, like, a video on, right? And, you know, there are some that I could watch like that. That would be fine. I normally just go with YouTube videos because, you know, I've seen them, or that I've seen them before. I can, you know, glance over when I know something funny's about to happen, stuff like that. But a lot of the ones I want to rewatch, unfortunately, don't have an English version, which means that I would be missing every single line of dialogue because I don't speak Japanese. So, you know, it's not really one that I can watch while I'm playing, you know? Which way are we going? This way? Good. Come on. Uh, I gotta say though, I'm kind of getting disappointed with like season twos. Like it seems like a lot of the time, season one is like so good, and then like I'll start season two and it's like, it wasn't bad, but you know, I mean sometimes it is just straight up bad, but you know, but like there's so many shows where like I fucking love season one, watched it repeatedly, and then season two came out and I'm like, eh. Like Devil is a Part Timer, fucking love season one, and then season two comes out and it's like, eh. You know, which is a shame because I was really looking forward to season two when I first heard that they were going to do it, because like I knew about the little girl that shows up in there, and I was like, that's got to be hilarious, and it is pretty funny. But just like other stuff, same with like the Misfit of Demon King Academy, I fucking love season one. Season two, I'm probably never gonna watch again. And the main reason with both of those shows, actually, okay, so this is Zipline 2, is because in season one, they have the main character so powerful, right? Like, he's like unstoppable. But then, season two rolls around, and it's like, I don't know, he's like weirdly not strong enough to do, you know, like they end season one with like this super impressive display of his power. He has defeated the bad guy, that, you know, whatever, right? Like this super powerful bad guy. Super counter? I don't even know what that means. And then like season two, and Misfit of Demon King Academy went really weird with it as well, where like season two, all of the characters are like weirdly stronger and weaker. You know, like the one character from season one that was like able to match him at least in swordsmanship is now getting his ass beat by people he shouldn't be. And then there's like two of them that are like of equal power, but then one is like for some reason like incredibly stronger than the other one for no apparent reason. Just like gained a huge amount of power somehow, and it's like, but why? And they never really explain it. I don't know. Like I said, I'll probably never watch the second season of that again, but the first season is still so good. Where the fuck? How are you all the way over here still? Why weren't you following? Anyway. But yeah, like I said, a lot of them. And then there's other ones where it's like I'll see something from season 2 and then just never watch it, like Rising of the Shield Hero. Or Reincarnated as a Slime. Or I've just like seen clips and it's like, oh, they're doing that. Yeah, no thanks. Are you a fucking high right now, Ashoka? Once again, why weren't you following? Anyway. But yeah, it's just like I don't know what's up with that. Like I feel like cuz there's one was Is This a Zombie? Right? It's very much like it has a significant amount of fan service in that show. But I still enjoy it. There's still some like it's still a decent show. I still enjoy it. I don't watch it very often because, you know, I don't really care for shows that are a huge amount of fan service, but, you know, it has enough going for it that I okay, I don't know what exactly I'm supposed to be aiming this at, so I don't know what the hell that noise was. Yeah, I don't know. But then I know why season 2 of that show isn't as good, and that's because, well, to be fair, I'm guessing this, having never read the manga, I said that weirdly, but whatever. Having never read the manga or anything, or like the light novel or anything, I'm assuming it's a light novel as well. Most of them are. Because like season 2 starts, and they have a bunch of these characters in the show that weren't in the first season, but they don't really introduce them. Like they treat them like they've always been there, you know? And then like they have this whole other like side plot between like with like a war between these two worlds, factions, whatever. That is never mentioned in the first, you know, like I think that they do mention a war, but not that it was but not who it was against, you know. Um Oh, I bet you've got to aim it at that thing. But yeah, so like I know that that's why the second season of that is just because like they put in a bunch of stuff that that they didn't that and acted like it was always there, which obviously isn't the best way to introduce stuff. Um, oh, okay. I think I finally understand. I think. I hope anyway. Because if I don't, I like this is the only plan that I have. Sure. Why I would need to bounce it off of multiple ones, I don't know, but... Heyo. It worked. I've also been rewatching House MD. I'm on like season 3, maybe 4. My plan is basically to watch it until, well, I don't actually know what season it is. Basically until everyone gets fired. I mean, I don't particularly remember what causes it or how far into the show it is, but that's basically my plan. Like, I don't mind it when like the other team, like Olivia Wilde and the other ones come into it. It's not like I dislike the seasons with them. It's just, I don't care enough to. Like, I just didn't like them enough, you know? Because that's like a thing with me where it's like, there's like a lot of shows that I enjoy, but they just went on for too long, you know? Like, I'm currently also rewatching Supernatural, and I have zero intention of going past don't plan on going past episode 5, no. Season 5. Like, that's my plan. As like once season 5 is over, I'm done. Like that's just going to be. I'm not gonna watch any further than that. I'm gonna let season 5 be the end. It was originally supposed to be the end anyway, and then it got dragged on for way too long, and then they started doing shit that started pissing me off. So, and in all honesty, as much as I like Supernatural, I'm finding it difficult to care about making it to season 5. Like I'm currently in season 4, so like, you know, the angels and that are in it now, and it's just like you know, and just finding it so hard to care. Like, I love the first 3 seasons so much. When they're like going around there, you know, they have like all the different types of monsters and everything. Like, they're so good. And then after like then like season 4, where like the angels and start fighting demons just like constantly, and then the angels are dicking around with shit. And it's, I don't know. It just feels a lot more like samey. Oh, whoops. Once the angels come into it, like there seems to be significantly less variety in the show. I'm also assuming that that was the zip line that I didn't use last time. Because we need to go and get the gun to blast this, and then we can use the zip line that's there to also, how many 84%, because we're still missing a mini kit. It's not on the map. I haven't seen anything that would indicate. Oh, right, those. That's what we thought. We gotta find the last snowman. They blend in really well, though. It wouldn't surprise me if I missed one. But I don't know, obviously, where I could have missed it. So. Yeah. But yeah, I'm really curious how some of these people who make animes go into it. Like, because some animes I feel like you can tell, especially once if a second season comes out, I feel like there's some times where you can tell that they didn't actually expect a second season, because they'll like try and like quickly explain things so that the plot lines from the books that they're using make sense. Like, they'll have to like I said, this was an issue with the Is This a Zombie, where, you know, they didn't really do a good job introducing stuff like that. Like, introducing the stuff that they needed for it to make sense. But you know, a lot of shows when they do. So sometimes it seems obvious that they didn't plan on doing a second season. So, you know, anything that was like a build up to future plot lines, they just cut because they didn't expect to ever get to those plot lines. And I feel like one show that really suffered for that was Death March to the Parallel World Rhapsody. It's such a good show. I liked it so much. I actually bought the manga for that one, and I have it. I don't think I have all of them anymore. It's been a little while since I've looked to see, and I'm sure there's probably 2 or 3 new ones out. Oh, our last, yeah, it is. Boop. And that should be our last mini kit. Yep, and we got True Jedi, and we got all 3 challenges. Well, we will have all 3 challenges done once we finish this tower and take the zip line. But yeah, it's so good. But like, having read the manga, rewatching the show, like the little differences that are in it in the beginning, some of them are like, okay, but if you change that, then I mean, this plot line in the future doesn't make as much sense. Like, you would have to do something like, even something as simple as like in the show, right? There's the episode where they go into the dungeon. And after reading the manga, I was actually rather disappointed with that episode. Because, like, I don't... Another weird decision they made with that episode is, for some reason, they removed all of the skeletons. Like, in that dungeon in the manga, they fight a lot of skeletons, but then in the show, they just don't. Like, there's 0 skeletons. And they just fight, like, a few random, like, bug monsters, basically. But even something like that, like, in there, like, and a thing that disappointed me with that is, like, there's a couple of scenes. I get that it's a manga, so they're not really scenes. What the hell happened there, dude? that they did. Okay, why? Every once in a while, I just get like piddly ass jumps from these characters, and I don't know. Oh, good lord. Um. But yeah, we're like just like some stuff, not nothing like super important or anything. Like I can completely understand why you would take it out because you know it doesn't add like a huge amount to the story or anything. But at the same time, it's just like him connecting with the girls that he rescues, you know, while they're in the dungeon, right? And they're just such good scenes in the manga that is so disappointing because especially since like the first issue of the manga is like episode 1 and 2, if not 1, 2, and 3, and then the second issue is all crammed into episode 3. But yeah, there's just like a few things in that one, but like one of the things is like in the manga at least, when they leave the dungeon, the girls I want to say are all like level 15, if I'm not mistaken. But in the show, I guess because they cut out so much of the combat that was in that dungeon, they're like level 7. And you might think, well, how does that change the future? Well, the whole point of some of the future plot lines is how much stronger those girls are than the other people that they're coming across. But if they're only level 7, then they're about the same strength as, like, you know, the professional soldiers. So, like, you know, they wouldn't be, they wouldn't seem as unusually, like, they'd be like, wow, that they're kind of strong for slaves. But not like, wow, they're really strong like they are in the manga, you know? So, you know, it just kind of like, it doesn't like necessarily ruin future storyline, future plot lines, but it does. But at the same time, it kind of does because like they come out of that dungeon level 15, and then he picks up a couple new girls, and one of them is level 10, which makes her stronger than the other 3 that he starts with. But like one of the whole things there in the one section is that they're stronger than her, despite her theoretically should have, like, she should be stronger than them because of her standing, of how she levels up, and like, you know, different reasons why she should be stronger than her, not just like I should be stronger. And they obviously just can't have that kind of a plot line if they aren't, you know.
You
But
heard
anyway,
Hoth. The Empire's coming. Let's get a snowspeeder ready and head out
that's
there.
the end of this part. Next time, like I said, we'll run around in here and pick up whatever we can. We should have at least a bit to do. Like, yeah, it looks like there's quite a bit here. What exactly the objective is going to be, I don't know, but that'll be it for this part. Thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you next time for more.